Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Let's Talk News, the segment that I love and adore so much. I am so happy that I can record this again. I know is happening under a new channel, different circumstances, but you know what? Nothing is going to change. The way the video is being shot will change eventually. However, for now, this is what I have and this is what I'm working with. On this segment, I'm going to be talking about some Marvel news, some DC news, and of course, covering every other major or non major movie release, movie news. We'll get to it later. Without further ado, let's go ahead and dive into first of all, the Marvel news. All right, let's talk about Marvel. Speaking of the Marvels just released this weekend, and it had its worst opening weekend in any MCU franchise or movie. And to be honest with you, I really don't get it. I think it might be the lack of marketing. I think people are oversaturated with the movies, overwhelmed, exhausted, want a break, want something different. But to be honest with you, Marvel's is not even close to the worst thing that Marvel have ever released. I know some people did not like it and had a lot of negative stuff to say about it. I've already reviewed it on my TikTok account, so make sure you check it out. But I've mainly talked about how this movie is actually a really good superhero movie. I think Iman Vellani gives probably her best performance as Khan. She was incredible. She was the person that was pretty much holding the entire movie together. And I don't really get why this movie is flopping. It could be because of, like I said, a lot of different reasons. But if you watch the movie, you know it's not that bad. It's enjoyable. It's it's very short. It has a very weak villain, which is something that Marvel is known for. But overall, I really enjoyed everything else about this movie. I thought it was short. I had a smile on my face the majority of the time I was watching. I really did not struggle at all with this movie. I thought it was probably one of the best movies that Marvel have put out recently, considering Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, Thor: Love and Thunder, The Eternals, bunch of other movies. I really did not think the Marvels was bad. In fact, I think it's like a classic average Marvel movie, and it's not really bad. So I can't really pinpoint why it's doing bad in the movie theaters. Next piece of news is Deadpool 3 is the only Marvel movie that is releasing in 2024 and is going to come out in July 26, 2024. I'm not really mad about it. Like I said, Marvel's been oversaturating the market with movies. So I'm kind of glad that they're scaling back and going back to focusing on quality over quantity and giving us Deadpool 3 is perfect. It's going to be enough and it's going to give us a lot of great stuff. And I honestly cannot wait for this movie. Speaking of other movies, a bunch of other Marvel movies that were set to release in 2024 got delayed into later dates. Captain America got pushed into February 14, 2025. Thunderbolts got pushed to July 25, 2025. And then Blade got pushed to November 7, 2025. I don't know if the Blade movie is gonna come out on that time. Seems like they keep rewriting the script all the freaking time. We did get news that it's gonna be rated R, which is phenomenal. Um, Other than that, I don't really know what to think of it. I'm excited for Captain America. I think it's going to be a really good movie. And apparently, they're scheduled 6 months of reshooting because the movie did not do well in the early screening. Which I'm really glad that Marvel is listening to the fans actually this time. And as far as Thunderbolt, I'm kind of excited about it. I feel like it's going to be kind of like a Suicide Squad type of movie, and I think it would be good considering who's in it from the cast. Let's move on to DC right now. When it comes to DC, I think the only movie that we got confirmation when it comes to the date so far is the Superman Legacy, as James Gunn himself confirmed the movie is going to be releasing on time, which is on July 11, 2025. That's really great news. This is one of the movies that I'm really anticipated. Um, and I can't wait to watch it. It's directed by James Gunn. It's going to be written by James Gunn, and if there's anything that James Gunn knows how to do is direct superhero movies. Let's move. Let's move on into the rest of Hollywood. We got Daniel Craig, the co-creator of The Office, the U.S. version, have mentioned that a spin-off is more likely than a full reboot. Um, if there, I'm not sure. I don't think I've ever disclosed it online or anywhere else. Like, especially like when it comes to the channel, I am a huge fan of The Office. It is to me one of my favorite shows of all time. I love watching it. I've rewatched it so many times. I can't get enough of The Office. And when I heard the news that there's going to be a reboot, I was very, very, very sad and very disappointed. I'm like, this is one of the shows that does not need a reboot. If you're willing to give us a spinoff, have like the accounting department spinoff, have Dwight and Angela spinoff, Pam and Jim spinoff, Kevin spinoff, Creed spinoff, I don't mind it, or even a Kelly and a Ryan kind of thing. I don't really mind having a spinoff, but for the love of, or even a Michael Scott, what did he do in Colorado for that whole time? I don't mind that. Just don't do a reboot. This is one of the shows that's perfect the way it is. Don't do a reboot. It's not worth it. So I'm happy that he mentioned that, and I really, really hope that they don't go with the reboot. We got a Garfield trailer today, featuring Chris Pratt, who's playing Garfield, and Samuel Jackson, who's I forgot the name of the father of Garfield. I watched the trailer. Let me tell you, it is very, very, very good. It looks like it's going to be one of those movies where it's very heartwarming and very funny at the same time. I really enjoyed it, and I cannot wait for this movie right now. I'm Just Ken is a Grammy nominee right now. That's right. The hit song I'm Just Ken from the Barbie movie is a Grammy nominee. And honestly, I hope it wins. I know every single word to those lyrics. I love this movie so much. I adore it so much. And one of my favorite parts about this movie was the I'm Just Ken song. And if you're not familiar with it, first of all, what were you doing this entire summer? I mean, that was like the whole thing. But yeah, I really hope that this song wins something because it deserves it. I really don't think that Ryan Gosling is gonna win Best Supporting Actor just because of what Robert Downey Jr. did at Oppenheimer. That being said, man, I I wish that Ryan Gosling wins some sort of an award for his role because he was incredible. As good as Margot Robbie was, I thought Ryan Gosling he was perfect for that role. That is it. That is it for Let's Talk News. Like I said, these segments will be really, really short, really sweet, straight to the point. Um, I don't know if I'm going to be back next week or not, depending on how much news we get. Otherwise, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.